Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Good morning. Are you Cassandra Louise Gilbert?
Yes.
We've met before. I'm
Yeah.
Judge Middleton. And you're here with your attorney, Lori Hines.
Yeah.
The co-defendant is represented by Mr. Gibson, and you can't have the same attorney for co-defendants if they're appointed. So Ms. Hines has gotten your half of this case. Your child charged with child abuse in the second degree. Let me go to this. Get rid of Brandy Alexander. The allegation in this case is that you failed to take action or get any medical treatment or report the fact that your child had been a victim of a sexual assault. So Mr. Marvin has charged this as a child abuse in the second degree, which is punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment. Apparently, he's willing to reduce this to a child abuse in the fourth degree, which is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail. Is that correct, Mr. Marvin?
Yes.
That is failing to protect the child who is in your care and custody. It's punishable by up to a year in jail, and I believe a fine of up to $5,000. It does allow for up to 5 years of probation. Ms. Hines, you've already confirmed that's the plea offer.
Yes, sir. We've gone over it.
Are you in the abuse neglect case too?
No, I'm not involved. Do you have an open neglect case or just CPS involvement? Yes, CPS involvement. Okay.
Well, Ms. Gilbert, let me tell you a couple of things. By pleading to this charge, the felony case is going to be dismissed. And you would plead to the misdemeanor. Other than that, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this? Anybody make any promises to you that if you pled guilty, it was going to go easier for you or that sort of thing, other than the felony would be dismissed?
No.
Anybody threaten you to try to get you to plead to this charge?
No.
Do you understand that if you do plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes.
All right. Now, at some point, did you know Dwayne Shook?
Yes.
And who was Dwayne to you?
My fiance.
And did your daughter, who was 8, tell you that Dwayne had had intercourse with her?
No. She did not tell me. I didn't really know anything except where she was red, and I did take her to the hospital. They said she just had an infection.
Your Honor, we can handle this upstairs. I'm disgusted. I'd rather handle it upstairs, to be honest with you.
It's kind of a two-part to this, David, so let her finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So first, you noticed the red, is that right?
Yeah.
And you took her to the hospital.
I took her to the hospital because she's immune to infections. So I thought it was just an infection, but I was curious, and my daughter can verify this. So I kept asking her if she's been touched or anything, if anything happened, everything. And she kept telling me no. She said, I probably just got another infection. I've been itching. So I took her to the hospital. They said she just had an infection, which they didn't check her out or anything. Well, I just thought there was some more to it. So I asked her, and then it was like, I think a week or two later, she told me that the truth, that she was touched.
By Dwayne. You have to speak your
Yes,
answer.
That's a lie.
All right, would you please escort that lady out?
She's lying.
Yeah, okay.
And then what did you do after the child told you that she had been touched?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, after they told me she or she told me that, she actually didn't tell me at first. I don't know if she was scared or whatever, but I immediately called my sister and asked my sister if she would take her to the hospital. Well, she took her to WellCare again, and they sent her over to the hospital of Sturgis, and then Sturgis ended up sending her to Coldwater.
Your Honor, may I ask,
But you did.
if she's gonna give facts to the case, would you put her under oath so I can use it later?
Yeah,
Because I'm not hearing any kind of,
She'll get there. The problem is what happened then.
What happened?
You weren't proactive, were you?
No.
You weren't proactive in calling the police.
Mm-mm.
And why didn't you call the police?
Because I was scared.
Who were you scared of?
Me.
Is it Dwayne? I think that's where the basis is. She failed to act to call the police.
all right, that
Who was in here today?
will get us, but
Okay.
the affidavit says the interview of the child said she told you that he had intercourse with her. Is that true?
Yeah, and it was,
And you didn't call the police?
yeah, we took her to the hospital immediately
All
after.
right, stop trying to have it both ways. If you either want to plead guilty to this,
Right.
you're going to plead guilty. If you want to tell me how innocent you are, Mr. Marvin is more than willing to have a felony preliminary examination. Sir, would you remove your hat again?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So are you either going to plead to this or tell me how innocent you are? The allegation is that your boyfriend had intercourse with your 8-year-old daughter and you didn't call the police. Is that true?
Yeah,
Oh,
All right.
We're not gonna have any more outbursts, all right? You stop right now.
well, tell her.
Right, I
Sir,
don't need it anymore.
All right.
more.
Yeah, he can leave also.
Tell her to quit lying.
You can leave that. Judge told you to leave.
Good. Lying fucking bitch.
All right, let's take Mr. Shook back into the lockup, sir. You're in contempt of court and you're going to jail
What am I doing?
you're in contempt of court by the
For
judge.
what?
for swearing in my courtroom and being disrespectful. This is
I
a,
didn't mean it.
yes, well, I don't care whether you meant it or not. You said it to me, so you can go to jail for a while and you go back outside.
I'll go to my car.
You're going to
Stay there.
jail, sir. You and I are going to talk about this a little later this morning. This is a public courtroom. We're not sitting around the kitchen table and you don't get to express your opinion about what you think about the veracity of the case. So you and I have a little discussion a little bit. You can leave or you can go to jail with him. You go sit out in the hallway.
I will. I promise.
Okay. Well, I don't want to say anything more.
All right. Where am I?
All right, this is very serious business. We're in a criminal courtroom, public courtroom of the state of Michigan. I don't own it, I just work here. But I'm responsible for the decorum in the courtroom. We're talking about very difficult things. And in this day and age, people want to say whatever they want to say, whenever they want to say it. They're the parents of the co-defendant, Dwayne Shook, and they obviously have feelings about it.
and that's why I was kind of scared to talk, because they
All right.
kept saying stuff over there.
All right, well, they aren't gonna say anything
I'm scared if we
anymore
go
because
out of
they're
here.
gone. Well, we'll make sure you're safe when you get out of here. When I was prosecutor, once upon a time, I handled about 400 child CSC cases over 22 years, and I tried about 40 of them. So I'm familiar with the whole phenomenon of very young children having to tell adults about bad stuff that happened to them. And the adults who love them are supposed to protect them. And the allegation here is you didn't do a very good job of it.
I was scared.
All right, well, don't say any more about it. You're scared and I understand. We're gonna get more information. In fact, is there a condition that she testify against Mr. Shook? Well, I'm gonna set it out.
I didn't make that a condition of this. So it would be dirty pool for me to do it now. I don't know if she's gonna testify, Your Honor, and your PSI will disclose that she's trying to have her 8-year-old daughter. She's trying to force her to take a poly because she doesn't believe her. So
No, it's not
Just
that
All
I
right,
don't believe
stop.
her.
We'll set it for a sentence. Lori, I know your schedule is busy. We may set this at a designated time. How are you for Wednesday, December 13th at 11 a.m.?
I have to log in here.
This courtroom is a dead zone. I'm gonna get a pre-sentence report.
I have a termination trial that day.
Of course. When we open the other courthouse, we're gonna have all kinds of logistical problems. Mr. George has asked to set up a meeting to discuss those logistical problems. All right, let's see what else we've got, Lori.
The 11th, I have a mediation all day. Tuesday, the 12th.
Now, the Tuesdays, as you know, are not.
I
good.
know.
Let's look at the 18th. How are you for 11 a.m.?
Yeah, okay, no, I have a mediation that day too.
How about 3 a.m.? What are you?
Yeah, there you go.
3 a.m., will that work?
I could do it in the afternoon. I'm sorry, it's just divorce work. All these
Well,
mediations.
I'm not being critical. We're gonna try to fit a time that fits. I want to do it this year.
The 20th, will that work? December 20th.
That's my jury day, but I don't
Okay.
believe I'm gonna,
Sorry.
except I don't think anybody wanted to try a case on Wednesday, December 20th. There isn't anything scheduled in there. Laura, have I put a jury trial in for December 20th? That's generally not a real great time to try a jury case. All right, let's use that date.
All right, I'm available all day, Your Honor. December 20th, at what time?
11 a.m.
Okay.
Pre-sentence report. I want you to take that form downstairs to the probation department. We'll schedule a time for you to come back for a pre-sentence report.
I'll show you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.